Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Thursday, June 8th, and we are here trying to help you make better or the next best financial decision. If you've got a question about something going on in your life, in your financial life, in your real life, and you need some help, well, I'm happy to be there for you. Mark cannot be there for you right now because he's watching the French Open. So I apologize for that. But I'm 100% focused on you and your needs. Mark is not. Anyway, I kid you sort of halfway. If you've got a question, just go to our website, jillonmoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and do let us know if you'd be willing to come on the air. While you're on the website, don't forget, there's 2 ways to spend a few extra bucks. You can buy the book, The Great Money Reset. There I outline 10 bold steps to turn chaos into opportunity. And you can subscribe to our new service. It's called Jill on Money Live. That's where you have access to quarterly live webinars and bonus content like extra interviews. We've had this great interview recently. I'm just completely obsessed with this guy because he's from Consumer Reports, and Mike Quincy has always been there for us, kind of guiding us through the car buying experience. So you will want to check that out. But you can only check it out if you subscribe to the new service, Jill on Money Live. Today, we are joined by people who I'm guessing have changed their names. You too can change your name. Don't worry. It's Ken and Barbie. They're from upstate New York. Hello, Ken and Barbie. How are you?
Very good.
Good. How are you?
We're great. What's going on? How can we help you out today?
So we both retired. My wife is 56. I'm 56. We retired last year. Going forward, we're just looking for some guidance on, where we want to be and what we want to do with our situation. We both went back to work on a part-time basis. I'm like a summer seasonal consultant, and my wife.
I'm doing consulting work, and I have a part-time, 1 day a week job. So
I'm just going to guess that because you retired when you were 55, that you have pension income.
That is correct.
What's the total pension income that you have?
Barbie's monthly income is $4,965, and mine is $4,135.
Wait a minute. Are you kidding me? That you guys have basically 10 grand coming in? Wow. Does that pension income, does that actually pay for everything you need in your life right now?
Yes.
Wow. So you went back to work just 'cause?
we like to travel, and so the extra money allows us to do more of that, and we just like to have the money for whatever that comes along that we want to buy.
I love that. So how much money are you earning just generally part-time that you think you're going to keep earning for a bit?
So with my 1 day a week job, there's a guarantee there that it's minimal. I'm bringing in about $8,000 a year.
Okay.
The other consulting position I have, that is significantly more, but it's temporary. So
let's not count it.
Okay.
Unless you think it's going to continue. Like, what's the amount of money you're going to earn part-time for however many more years you want to do that? Just give me like those, like, be conservative. I don't want to count on something that's like, wow, we're making all this extra money or something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because right now I've only worked 4 months and I've made about $30,000 on that job. But
wow.
Am I going to find another position that's like that? I'm not sure. If I could, yes, I'm definitely going to snag it because it's a remote position and it allows me to work from wherever we are.
Wow. And Ken, what about you in terms of the part-time income?
So I intend to probably work for the next 3 or 4 years, depending on the situation at that point. But I can earn anywhere from $35,000 to maybe $55,000, depending on the duration of the contract.
Wow. This is like, you guys have like some real money coming in here in addition. So when you make that extra money, just give me an example for, let's just say for this year where, basically your part-time income for Barbie, 38,000, for Ken, let's say the same 35. It's like, what are you doing with that extra money? Is it just plowing down into a savings account and you spend it all? Are you investing it? What are you doing with it right now?
So the first thing that I wanted to do with the money is put it aside. We have a wedding coming up in a year. So rather than have to draw on any of our accounts, I just figured that whatever I made in the part-time position would go toward that. So I've already put that money aside. And then we had some other expenses that came up with one of our dogs, and that took a little bit. But the rest is just going toward our upcoming trips. We want to travel, and we like to get away in the winter months. So it allows us to be snowbirds, and that's expensive because it is expensive to stay in the warmer climates in the winter. So, but we enjoy it. So we put the money aside for that as well.
That's kind of cool though. So, I mean, basically whatever money you make, it's for like the next year's big expenses, including like the trip fund and the snowbird fund. Yeah. So how much money, I'm going to just call it the trip fund. How much money's in there right now?
We've got about 40 to 50,000 in that account.
Great. And tell us a little bit about other money that you have set aside in addition to your pensions. What other assets do you guys have?
We both have 457s. Biggest of the two is valued at about $590,000 currently, and then the smaller one is $34,000. We have a brokerage account with about $25,000 in it, a Vanguard federal money market with about maybe 10, and then just a general combined checking of about $15,000.
So, I mean, you guys are in really good shape. So is there some, you live in a part of the country that gets a bit chilly in the summer, in the winter rather. And so have you thought about do you want to just blow out and move to a different place, or you have kids or something? What do you think is going to happen with your house?
So that's really the biggest question. And I probably ask it way too often. And being a planner, I always want to know what the next step is. And we're now in this house. It's not huge, but it's a 4-bedroom home, and we are empty nesters, so we don't need the space. But we've put a lot of work into it. The house is, new roof, air conditioning, all that's been done. We don't hate where we are. It's just that we're not in a location that allows us to maybe have as much right out our door, in terms of restaurants and shopping and stuff like that. But it's okay. It's comfortable. It's, and families here. We still have family here.
How much is that house worth, would you guess?
I'd say maybe $350 to $400 we could get for the house. Now, if you moved it would probably be about $550 if you moved it an hour away. But because of our location, the house is not really appreciating.
I understand, because it's a little bit more of a niche. So do you guys have a mortgage left on the property?
We got about a year left, just around $12,000. So that'll be paid off soon.
Give me the ideal. Like, Barbie, what do you really want to happen? Let's see if we can make something happen that you really want to happen. If you said, given my druthers, here's what I want to do. I want to buy, would you rather, here's your choices, move closer to town, be in a little bit more of a central location, use some money to, or maybe even get a mortgage, God forbid, but just say, or stay where you are and maybe, keep traveling, or maybe when you're doing the snowbird thing, would you like to add a month or two? What do you think you'd like to happen is my big question.
So we've kind of tested the waters because we are now in year 2 of retirement, and we've been going to Florida during the winter months. And so we've given that a try, and we like it, but we both come to the conclusion that we're not interested in living there for more than a couple of months.
Okay.
And both are not interested in picking up and going someplace where there's no family. 3 adult children, we want to still be a part of their lives, and that's going to mean we're going to need to be somewhat near them. Otherwise, we're just going to be traveling back here all the time.
Where are the kids? Are they up near you in New York, or are they some other part of the country?
We have 2 that are within an hour drive. We have parents that are with us within 15 minutes right now.
Oh.
We have another adult child that is moving from Texas to Montana. And I'll tell you, I never put Montana on my radar, but after visiting, I really like it.
Also a little cold in the winter, just to be clear. So it sounds to me, how old are your parents?
So mine are in their 80s, and Ken's are in 90s.
Wow. You're not doing it. You got to stay near them. Come on. We can't do anything while they're still around, right?
That's correct.
We've kind of agreed to that point, yes.
Okay. So we're staying in the house right now as is. I think that that's fine. You stay there, especially since both of your adult kids are within an hour. It's not a terrible drive. It's maybe not perfect, but it's not terrible. I like the game plan of sticking where you are and then maybe making a different decision. It could be when you say 550, does that mean you're going to buy you would buy a different house, but because it's closer to sort of a central area, it would still be more expensive, right?
Correct. Our house is a very nice house. It's just the community that we're in, you just don't see the value of the homes appreciate like you do elsewhere. And that's why I guess I always question whether it's a smart financial decision to stay in the house, because it's not appreciating. And our taxes are high. Our property taxes are very high where we are.
Well, that's New York State, right? If you moved anywhere else, wouldn't you still have high property taxes?
Yes, but I'm sure it depends what we move into. If we moved into something that was smaller or maybe not as nice, we could probably.
Oh, why do you want to move into something that's not as nice? I don't like that. I don't like that as a game plan. Here's what I think. I think that when you first contacted us, you were asking about downsizing. I think that the most important factoid that you gave me is that you have all of your parents are alive in their 80s and 90s. And I think that being the case, you're not going to move. Like, you can't move right now. So I would take that off the table and stop stressing about that. And don't worry. So what if it's not a good investment? Big deal. Who cares? Like, your parents are most important, right?
That's correct.
Okay. I think that while your parents are alive, we kind of understand that this is your priority. If you found something that's like nearby your parents, that's working and that like you think is a little bit better, maybe, but I just don't even think it's worth it. And so, unless you felt like, I'm sorry to sort of be blunt like this, but like, let's say someone dies and there's a single parent that's alone that you want to move in with you guys, that to me would be the impetus to move someplace else, right? That you would bring that parent with you or two parents. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that would be the only reason I could imagine moving. I don't see any other, at least near term, why we would make a decision otherwise. Now, the idea that you would say, by the way, I want to blow out of our house and spend an additional $200,000 on a new place that's better and more interesting, you will probably be able to do that. If that's something that you want to keep on the table as a possibility, what I would be doing is that once you have these upcoming expenses done, like, for example, if you said, well, I'm going to make $30,000, maybe you get another project. Maybe you don't, but if Ken is still being able to make 35, 40, 50,000, sock that away in your brokerage account and make that brokerage account the base of what you would use if you wanted to make the next move. Because I don't think what you're going to want, depending on the situation, I don't think you're going to want to move and be forced to get a mortgage. Or if you would get a mortgage, it would be a small mortgage. I don't even think you'd want that. So if we're not going to move immediately and you are going to have fun and you've already socked away all this money in your trip fund, you could say, well, of the trip fund, next year we're going to sock away some money there, but also put some money in the brokerage account, which is going to be our maybe change house fund, right? Maybe. If you wanted to, even weirdly, just because you don't really know where you want to go next, if you want to preserve that, if it's 5 years from now, let's say 10 years, because you want everyone to let's just pretend your parents are no longer the issue, right? And if you wanted to, you could even say, let's just sell the house and we'll go to Montana, we'll do here, we'll rent. And you could do that. You might say that that's a better existence for you guys until you figure out where you want to land. Don't be so quick to want to buy something someplace until we really understand that's where you want to be.
I like
Sounds
it.
Good. Yep.
You guys have health insurance because of your pensions?
Correct.
Oh my God. What else can we do for you?
I got a question, and I know it may be a ways off, but I do have a question in regards to Social Security. I just ran the numbers today. So at 62, if I decided to start, I could draw about 1,900 a month. If I wait till I'm 70, that number is 3,400.
Yeah, it's good. 70's good.
But the way I look at things is that why not take that money and preserve the 457 and not draw on that or draw very minimal?
Instead of taking Social Security early, I almost would prefer, because you're going to be in a high tax bracket just because, but you have pension income. I would delay the Social Security because you get that automatic 8% increase a year. And unless you guys have you're not in good health, but it sounds like you've got quite good genes, the two of you, I would start pulling some of the money out of the 457 plan. Let's say it's 5 years from now. You would start pulling some of the money out of there and just pay the tax on that and do it a little bit at a time and use that for those 3 years, because it's not a great thing when you're forced to pull money out of the 457. That required minimum distribution. If you can control the 457 and when you receive the income, that would be better. And if it's from age 67 to 70, fantastic. Because of your young age, you're not going to have to pull based on the current law until you're 75. So let's not force the issue. Let's take it out when you need it, and you'll need it from maybe it'll be 65. I don't know how much longer you're really going to work, but you could dribble some money out in your 60s and use that to fund the gap. And then you pay the tax. You know exactly what the tax is that's due, and you're done.
That sounds pretty good. I mean, I was always felt like get it when I can. I don't know, again, the window. You don't know what your window of life is going to be, and get what you can out of that after you put so much into it.
I think what I would be interested in understanding from anyone's point of view is really like, how can I get guaranteed increases in my benefit? There's not that many places where you have guarantees of increasing the amount of money that you are earning, right? Especially when you're 67 to 70. And I would rather get that guarantee of that additional income than take the risk of pulling the money earlier and then investing it myself. So I hope that is helpful for you. Do you guys have all of your estate documents doing?
Yeah, it's something that we need to work on.
Oh, geez. Mark, come on. What about the 3 kids? Are there some grandkids yet?
No.
You seem like you're people who actually like your children. But if you didn't like them, one thing you could do would just keep rolling the dice and then you could maybe die and leave them with a mess to clean up. And you could really kind of torture them from the grave by creating a scenario where they have to clean up your mess. Do you want to do that?
No.
How about that, Mark? That was pretty high guilt. It's very easy to do. You have 3 kids. Are they all 3 in somewhat similar situations?
No.
So then, by the way, I would say that's even more of a reason that you may want to do something like this and get your I's dotted and your T's crossed. Because if for some reason, like one needs more money than the other, or you want to make some changes, or this sounds so mean, someone's married to somebody you don't like, that to me is a great reason for you to not let it just sort of go on and on. You should be proactive. Okay?
You're right.
I feel good about it. I think they can do it, Mark. I'm feeling good. All right. What else do you need to know from me?
I think the only other question we would have is, so should the adult son in Montana want to invest in something? Because right now that seems to be
it's a hot area. You mean like for his a home? If he can do it, what, you're not helping him. You're gonna just let him do it. Let him navigate and tell him to call me, and we'll see if he can do it.
Okay.
You're not going to take a big chunk of your assets and buy something with him in Montana before anything happens with your 4 parents. If something comes up and he falls in love with that, you fall in love with it, and you want to do something, let's talk. But again, you're not doing this. You're not selling your house and buying a house in Montana until we know what's going on with your parents. How do you think your parents will be on horseback in Montana? Let's wait and see. Call me back. Come back on the air if something changes.
Sure.
Okay.
And then I'll grill him. We'll get him on with you, okay?
All right.
All
right, good. We're done. Fantastic. Go get your estate planning done, for goodness sakes. Look at these people, Mark. They are incredibly fortunate. They worked really hard. They're in these great places. They got plenty of income. Got to do their documents. Come on. I should really be doing advertising reads for the New York bar, really, to just say, like, go talk to your favorite estate attorney. Anyway, come on, gang. Are you wondering why you're not doing your estate planning? You need a little nudge from Aunt Jill? Just go to the website, JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and let us know if you'd be willing to come on the air while you're on the website. Don't forget, you can subscribe to our new service, Jill on Money Live, and you can buy the book, The Great Money Reset. Very exciting. Don't forget, if you wouldn't mind, please leave us a rating and review on Apple. Lift someone up, change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.